Alright, thanks for stopping by, everyone. So I'm just gonna jump in now. So I think, so I was just kind of tweaking some, modifying some of the fractals that I already have. So based on like today's price action, I did modify a little bit. So yeah, just to start, before I start, I like to say this is not financial advice, entertainment purpose only. So tomorrow we have a GameStop earning, as you guys know, and then there will be I think it's after hour, right? So and then yeah, right before GameStop earning, we just had some RC versus DK Butterfly. The files lawsuit is dismissed. So which I was kind of expecting something should come out today, so that he could kind of proceed to announce something, something possibly related to Bad Bath tomorrow. If not, I don't know. He might announce something that maybe potentially that maybe market didn't expect. Maybe good earning, maybe positive earning. But I think besides just positive earning, maybe there's something more than maybe something. I cannot really predict what's gonna happen, but usually if they announce some acquisitions, usually the price drop. But I think they might do something. I don't know. They might do something to bring the price up. But I'll just kind of just walk you guys through the fractals, and then where we going, where we at. I do think that we are kind of repeating the same May cycle. So I'm gonna talk about that. Before I finish the stream, I'll like to also kind of jump on this AMC, kind of where we at. Based on today's price action, it does seems like it kind of give me a idea where we are kind of going through. And then I'll show you the MACD and RSI, but I don't know. This doesn't mean that we're actually here, but I hardly, I've been kind of looking at this for a while, to see if we are somewhere here or here, maybe here, but just to see what happened today on AMC, I think I might have to say it's somewhere here. But I'm gonna go a little deeper after I go through GameStop. So I'll start with GameStop. So let's start with the fractal here. So one on the right is a May on the May run. As you can see, this is what happened here after earning, March earning. And we had that drop, go sideways for 7 days, and then this thing start to lift and pull back, right, and create this kind of small triangle formation, and then this thing pushed upside to create this bull flag, and after that gap up squeeze, right? So I kind of broke down into 3 different phases. One is small triangle formation, bull flag formation, and then gap up squeeze. I do think that we are kind of going through this phase, but we are end of the triangle formation. So it took us 7 days in May, but it's taking 42 days, so it's taking way longer. It's now 45 days, so it's taking way longer than May. So as you can see, I wanted to give you guys much more clear ideas, kind of where we're going through. So you see this one, this ups and down, this whole accumulation is right here. It's very similar fractal, I think. It's like here, so just going it's kind of going to sideways, just go up and down, but it's really, yeah, just doing this kind of accumulation. And after that, we kind of somewhat find the bottom and start to moving upside. It was kind of slow, so it was really hard for me to track as well. But it does, as I see what's going on, we possibly going through this thing, and then we had a pullback. So we had a pullback, but RK tweet, as soon as I was actually expecting this to drop to maybe $24 $25 range, and then I thought it was gonna push back. but it does seems like they're kind of going through this, ups and down, like, there's this thumping sound, right? Just go up and down, go up and down, and then they start to break out, right? So I don't know, it seems like we might be going through that kind of, go up and down phase, just hitting this, 3 marks and before shooting up. We just had this one here, which was the Roaring Kitty tweet. After Roaring Kitty tweet happened, and I wanted to see what kind of price action it will bring, because in May after Arcade tweet there was a gap up and start to run, right? But this time AMC from AMC side, Adam Aaron hit the dilution, right? Hit the share offering, which bring the price all together. But that kind of gives me a confirmation, because I want to wait 1 or 2 days to see if they want to either push this thing and let this squeeze, or do they want to delay the squeeze. That was a 2 option, right? This will squeeze no matter what, I think, but it's just that, do they need more time? Do they want to run this thing December? Do they want to run this in January? I think that's very important question, right, for all of us, especially who are trading this, right? So as a myself, it was very important question for me to ask those kind of questions. Where are we looking at here, right? Where are we looking at from here? And then after Roaring Kitty tweet, AMC did a dilution share offering, and then boom, drop, and then okay, there you go. So I as soon as I saw that was a confirmation that they don't want to run this thing in December. So that's the confirmation, right? So where are we, right? So let's go back and let's talk about where are we. So I do think that we are kind of going through this a small triangle phase, which is what I call it, just A phase. Just keep it simple. It took 7 days here to create this. It's taking almost 45 days to create this algo. So let's say we are here. Let's say we are right here, just going through this up and down phase. I'm wondering. So if we are kind of going through this phase here, we might see this type of upside, maybe before earning, or maybe they want to push this back to earning. I don't know. But if we are tracking this one, which is very similar to, let me just change the color, brighten it up. So you see there's a one when this thing hit the bottom here, it hit this here, pull back, hit one more time, pull back, right? You see that clear 3 points, 1, 2, 3. We hit kind of similar points, I think. Maybe let me delete this one. I do think we had a 3% upside, which this bring up to almost $30, and I think that might be one, but maybe yeah. But anyway, so this one is the first one, which happened here. The second one happened here, maybe the pre-market, and the third one I think we had is this one, which was at 12 hours. You guys saw at noon, right? You guys saw there was like a just sudden push and then pullback, which was the third one, which is right here, and then just flushed out a little bit, right? So I think we might be here. So if it is, if we are here, and if they want to let this go, but the question is, do they want to run? Do they want to delay this to earning, or do they want to run this thing in the afternoon, maybe around 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock? You guys remember the clock from Teddy Books? It did mention here that I think a lot of Bapath people kind of use this Teddy as an inspiration, or I mean not inspiration, but also like as a guide. Any like a lot of tinfoil guys like this kind of stuff, but I also like it too. Although I like technical side, but I do like tinfoil in a certain sense. So we, a lot of people kind of speculate since last year, what this actually means. Is it 2 p.m. margin call? What exactly this is? It, is RC kind of hinting, the month? So are we going? So people talk about like, is it February, October? But now we are December, and there's earning tomorrow, so it's possible this might be December, and it's December 10th is the earning, which is December 10th, and then what's 2 here? which is kind of pointing at the 2 p.m. margin call. Usually that's when the margin call happens. So maybe that might be it, but we never know, right? So let's see what's gonna happen tomorrow. I have no information. I'm not an insider, so I have no idea what's gonna happen. But just based on the fractal itself, I do think that we might hear something. I have no idea what that is. It might be. I think it's possible that it could be something related to Bad Bath, because RC and DK Butterfly lawsuit just got dismissed, which means that he can freely talk about DK Butterfly, right? He can talk about something related to DK Butterfly. So I don't know. We might hear some either merger or some sort of acquisition announcement. I have no idea, but let's see, right? So if something happened, I mean, based on the fractal, if we are here, I do think that we might see this type of big move, and I'm wondering if that will happen, and if it happens, then I'm gonna continue to give you guys updates. If not, then I have to continue to figure out where are we exactly. But I'm pretty confident that we are here. So what we saw in this one was all to create this algo, but it was just run really. I mean, it was kind of algo was running late, but this area, when it started dropping, the algo started to run faster. So basically, like, it's kind of this kind of algo, right? So let me bring this part, because when the RK tweets, the algo speed up. So I want to bring only this part. Let me see if I can bring this fractal only, so that maybe you guys can see better. May 13th, so I'm just gonna bring till May 16th. So I'm just gonna bring the fractal from this area after this pullback, this pullback phase. So I'm discarding this area, this phase, because the speed will start to moving faster here. I'll show you here in a bit. So I'm just gonna bring this one here. Yeah, this whole technical stuff is really tedious. It's not easy. That's the thing. Sometimes people kind of say like, oh yeah, you said this and that. How come it's not happening? Why you're moving your goalposts and stuff like that? I'm not moving it. It's market makers. I'm kind of the weatherman. You can think of as a weatherman, where you're trying to looking for some evidence, and and look at each day, what they're trying to do. That's kind of my my thing. I'm not market maker. I cannot I can see when they're gonna let this go. I mean, I can only predict what could happen. Like, there's no perfect, like, 100% right or wrong answer. Like, there's no like perfect answer. All I can do is just kind of make a prediction, like basically like a, what do you call that, like probability, right? So it's a probability game, right? So based on this fractal, this and that, what happened here and there, blah blah blah. I'm kind of like talking about the probability. So if that's to happen, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But I'm trying to figure out, like, that's whole my point is, I'm trying to figure out what the market maker is trying to do, and also RC wants to do. So what I wanted to show you here is that I know it can be a little boring to hear about, talk about, me talking about all this kind of stuff, but yeah, thanks all of you who are tuning in. I think it's almost 1,200 people watching this one, so I really appreciate it. But I'm trying to do my best to explain this one, but I don't know if I'm doing properly. But anyway, so when you look at this one, so let me just close this one so you guys can see it. Maybe you don't have to look at the May chart, just look at only this this view. So what I'm trying to explain is this one. So it's a speed up algo. I think that's the most tricky part. I think As an option trader, as somebody who's a trader, or this and that, like, I think most challenging part especially is the time, the timing, right? And also trying to figure out the timing, trying to figure out when they're gonna run this thing. Do they want to run this thing this month? Do they want to run this thing next month? Do they want to run this in February? Do they want to run this in March? Do they run this April? You know what I mean? My goal is to figure that out, and my goal is to try to look at the speed of algo. So let me explain the speed of algo here. If I don't know if I'm doing correctly, but so I mentioned after this whole huge accumulation phase, which what happened in the April side here, right? Which was fairly, I mean, it was really short, 7 days, but this one was 78 days, which was 10 times longer than what happened in April. But the algo fractal wise, it's looked very similar, right? So what you can learn from this is that the market makers and whoever trying to run this thing, they need more time, they need more liquidity, and maybe next run will be much bigger, maybe bigger than the May run, because they're making a huge accumulation, and there's a lot of buying here from institution buyers, smart money. So now we know that they're taking long time to run this thing and then to accumulate these things. And now this thing had a kind of pushing this upside. It's taking a 45 days. Last time to create similar algo, it took about how many days was it? 7 days, right, to create this small triangle formation to up here. But now it's taking way longer. So it is what it is. But the thing is, I was expecting this drop here, right? However, RK tweet, so the speed of algo changed. So it moved from here to here because with the same speed, right? It could maybe come down here, do all the slow motion. But now after RK tweet, algo start to kicks in, right? It start to run faster. So if I bring only this chart here, I'll show you here in a bit. So that is something that they control. I think the not only Roaring Kitty, but I think there's a long forces behind it here who are controlling this algo. They're kind of fighting against the short sellers, the market makers. But market makers want to try to suppress this thing. They don't want to run this thing. You know what I mean, right? But the long side or the RK side, they want to push this thing. You know what I mean? Like the big the long forces. I mean, something is setting up here. So when I bring this only this fractal, that just the downside, it's looking very similar. When it hits here, 1, 2, whatever, pull back, right? After pullback, what happened? When you look at this area, after hit pullback here, so I'll put the arrows just to see better, and push up, right? Which what happened? Pull back down, push upside, right? So there's a 1 point, 3 points. So I think this was starting moving faster here, rather than laying it down. So and the 3 points, right? It hit all these points, and what happened? Boom, right? RK tweet. So I think it might, like, as a technical point of view, it's very strategic that Roaring Kitty tweet here, because he wanna speed things up. He knows it's time, so he tweet. And I think I think some people, they don't really trust the algo. Maybe they don't really care about the algo. Or they don't really believe in algo. But as soon as he tweet, this thing pop, which create this algo here, right? This algo here. So now this area sped up, right? Sped up. So now this thing pop, pull back, pop, pull back. So it did 3 times, which what happened here also in May 1st to May 2nd, right? You can see, right? If you don't, I don't know if you have your own chart, but you can look it up, okay? So that's what happened here, and I do think that today's pullback is they're mimicking this final pullback here, which what happened here, this area, May 2nd, 10 a.m., 10:40 a.m. Okay, so so tomorrow, maybe before 2 p.m., maybe in the morning, maybe something could happen, and then this thing could start to push here. I don't know about that. I mean, I can't really talk about the time, because time is the most difficult and really challenging thing to talk about. But based on what I see, maybe this thing can push before earning. Okay, so if it does, we can see something like that, and maybe after earning, maybe some pullback, and then there's there's a lot of options. People are betting on the options, so maybe they're gonna pull back by maybe Friday or or Thursday or something. This thing can drag out a little bit. So when I talk about the time, I can't really talk about exactly how things gonna happen, plays out, but maybe this thing happened like that. And then Monday next week, I tweet about the I don't know if people notice it, but I tweet last Sunday, I tweet this about where was this one? Oh, here, this one. Does anyone know when this movie came out? So this is the, I think, second one, The Return of the King. This one came out. If you can Google this one, which date this release of the movie Return of the King. So you can check that out. But I do think that if we have some sort of a positive earnings or some sort of announcement, I don't know, maybe it could be just normal earning, but something, I don't know, something's setting up here. Bad Bath, the DK Butterfly, the lawsuit, all these things are kind of dismissed now. DK Butterfly dismissed, right before earning. Like that there's a timing. Like RC is just very strategic guy, so I don't think he's just gonna go with the flow kind of guy. He I think everything is just perfectly like set it up for some purposes. So yeah, we might hear something. So anyway, so that's what I see. If we see something like this type of movement here, this thing push up to the 35, 36 level, I want to see how much they push this one. I want to see that. If they move very similar to this one, then we could see a gamma squeeze like that, what we saw here in this B phase. This is A phase, making a small triangle formation, which is what's happening here. And now we are moving on to the B phase, which is here. So and we have a December OPEX is coming up, so we might see this kind of stuff here. So maybe before December OPEX, which what happened here, this big giant squeeze happened before May OPEX, right? So we could see we are very we cannot compare to May run, because this was a lot faster. Right now it's very slow. They're taking time, but I think they're making a bigger run this time, in my opinion, because there was a much longer accumulation. And after that, we have a December 13. There's a planned admin response for Bad Bath Beyond versus director's case. So if something comes out that potentially bring the short seller down, and then force the short sellers have to cover their short positions in the meme basket stock, because if they have to cover one stock, all the basket stock explode, right? So I think something, I want to see like how Bad Bath is related to this whole meme basket stock, because when I look at 2021 January, the algo was, when AMC GameStop popped, BBBY also popped too, but it wasn't that explosive enough. AMC went up like 1,000%, almost 8 to 1,000%, right? 800 to 1,000% in January 2021. But Bad Bath went up only like a couple $100 or a couple 100% or something. Wasn't that a lot? So I'm wondering if the DK Butterfly, the formal Bad Bath name, you know, if something happened to that one, let's say Chapter 11 exit, or you know, let's say RC, you know, bought a bond or something, you know, about Bad Bath, or some sort of a announcement, right, that short sellers, you know, they got like, you know, they panic, and then, you know, the algo just kicks in and then just start covering shorts in the meme basket stocks. I don't know, something could happen, you know. So I'm really looking forward to see what's going to happen next 2 weeks, because that will give us more evidence, more data, to see what's gonna happen next, which we are still waiting for this final phase, which is this squeeze phase. C, I call it C phase. So that we haven't got there yet, right? It's not there yet. We are still here, in my opinion. And if we are here, in my opinion, and if they're running this fractal, we could see this a much bigger movement. I mean, I think there's a reason why that the market makers, they open up much more option chains in the GameStop. I think there was only like $40 or $45 or $40, but now there was like $55 or something, right? They opened up more option chain, and there must be a reason why they're doing that, right? They don't just do that for whatever, you know. There's reason for it, right? Because they know this could run, you know, or they could just take advantage of a premium, you know. But I can't really say. But based on the fractals, I do think that something's gonna happen here. We'll see. But yeah, I'll keep you guys posted, you know, if something happened. But I think that's kind of what I'm tracking. So I think tomorrow is gonna be the beginning of the run, and then this will go till before the OPEX week, which is the December 20th. And then I do think that this the run in this B phase, like this one, in May 3rd, we could see this end on maybe possibly Tuesday. So I'll just maybe bring this one a little bit. Yeah, something like that, in my opinion. Or this, I mean, and then this thing can stretch out too, so I can't really tell, right? So maybe this is Tuesday, you know, pullback, Thursday, Friday, and then maybe this could be a Monday, Tuesday, you know. That's possibility, right? So, and then they want to pull this price back, right? So before OPEX, because if they pass the OPEX and then if price is still higher up, this has a potential for short squeeze. So I think the market makers and people will sell. They're gonna try to, you know, bring this price down as much as they can before December OPEX, and then I think that we could see a similar drop like what we saw here in May 6th here. And then let's see after that. You know, I don't, you know, we'll see how much they're gonna you know, spend time to create this algo after this, and that's the question. You know, they might drag it longer, they might drag it shorter, you know, I have no idea, right? So we'll see. So yeah, that's kind of it for today for GameStop. This doesn't mean that this will hit here. Yeah, don't look at this one. This is just kind of me trying to track something here. So yeah, that's kind of what I see here. Let me just switch this back to this one. Okay, there you go. So I think we might be doing this one here, and then go through all this. Yep. Yeah, sorry, I might have to adjust something. I might have to adjust this one, sorry. Yep, something like that. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at. This is December 24th, so come on, man. Sorry, I have to adjust this fractal here. Yeah, this is so tedious that I have to continue to adjust if I change the hours. Let's say like if I change like 4 hours to 2 hours, 1 hour, like that, this fractal that I have already set up like change. Maybe I have to like lock it or something, you know. Yeah, I don't know how to lock this one. Yeah, I have to find it. Oh, okay, there you go. Maybe this one is how. Yeah, this one is locked. So I locked this one. So if I change this thing, Yeah, it's locked. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I didn't lock it, so this will just move around like very freely. So yeah, we might see this thing upside Wednesday, and then push back, pull back by Friday, and then gamma squeeze Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, pullback, right? So it makes sense, right? So that's what I see there. I might be wrong, so don't follow this trade. And then go sideways, which what happened here from May 6th to May 7th, May 9th, right? So we're gonna see that one till January, right? So that's kind of what I see here. And we have I know there's only GameStop people here, but I'm into Bed Bath Beyond, so I do think that they'll Ryan Quinn will either acquire merger, or he already, I do think that he has a lot of bonds already. He acquired a lot of bonds. Kyle Icahn also acquire company through bonds. They don't just only acquire company through equities, or they don't just buy out. There's a different strategy Icahn made, and then one of the strategy was to buy the company's debt, or bank debt, or bonds, something like that. So this is kind of the his strategy. And I do think that RC, as a young entrepreneur, and also young, trying to be a active investor. He's an active investor, but he's trying to be the Berkshire Hathaway kind of type of guy. And when you look at this investment strategy from Kyle Icahn filing, the fund investment fund strategy is set up by and led by Mr. Icahn. But I think Pulte mentioned that since he's now old, and a lot of things kind of now is led by his son, who is the Brett Icahn. So whenever he and their strategy is looking for the securities in the companies that traded at discount, which means that I think they're heavily shorted. They're heavily shorted by market makers or short sellers. And they basically, they're playing games. And then so they're continually looking for the cheap asset, cheap value. And then one of their there's a number of strategy they have, which is just acquire securities, but there's also bonds. He could long or short bonds, long short equities, right? You see that? So they don't just do long short, long equity. Sometimes they short it to create an algo, I think, to create, or they could short their own stock too. It's a strategy, right? To create a certain algo, to make mimicking similar algo, or making maybe they want more shows to pile in. I don't know, but it's one of their strategy. And then they buy bank debt, corporate obligations, which is, let's say, for example, Bed Bath Beyond, what do you call that? The ABL loan, the JP Morgan, they kind of pay off their ABL loan. That's a corporate obligation. So they pay their JP Morgan obligation loan, the ABL loan, because I think JP Morgan, as I remember correctly, JP Morgan was kind of holding the bye baby, because of their whatever money they lend, right? And then using Sixth Street, they pay all those ABL loan, pay off all those loan to the JP Morgan. So they just they'll be like, okay, bye, take this, and then you just fuck off, right? I think that's what happened. So something like that is also in that number of strategy they have. Options, they trade options like us, like DGens, swaps, derivatives, all those kind of stuff. But when you look at this, they also trade debt of security, which is the bonds. And then I know a lot of Bed Bath Beyond people, they talks about the bonds already, right? So there you go, he buy bonds, he buy debt security of the company, and that's how they that's how they acquire companies. They just increase their ownership, right? They could increase their ownership through shares or equities, which is kind of normal thing, but they also increase their ownership position through the company's debt or company's bonds, right? And then there's a way of doing it, and I do think that RC is kind of doing that too. So I'll donate if you're right tomorrow. If you're wrong next time. Okay, Kevin, that's a good call. Yeah, if anyone who are interested in donating, I know a couple people message me, so I'm not forcing anybody. If if you guys feel like this is helpful, yeah, let's see tomorrow. I mean I'm not a market maker, I'm not an insider, I have no idea what's gonna happen, but all I can tell you is just based on the fractal, it's about something's about to kick in, so that's all I can say. Okay. So yeah, I put the link over there on this here, so if you guys, I don't know if you guys anyone to see it, but yeah, if anyone wants to donate, I put a link down below, so if you want to make a donation, yeah, that would be great. Thank you. So yeah, I'll move on to AMC now. So AMC was kind of interesting as well. I was expecting that maybe this thing start to push too a little bit. I know they have to wait for the GameStop earning, because as now all you guys know that AMC is kind of market makers use these AMC as a collateral to kind of short the GameStop or basket stocks. But now when I look at the today's price actions and look at the MACD and RSI, let me show you the fractal first. So this is, by the way, 2021. They might be using a slightly different fractal, but I do think that we are still in this very similar like this A phase, which is kind of like before pop, they're kind of going through a small accumulation. So in January, as you know, 2021, I mean, there's a lot of the Fed print money, and there's a lot of liquidity in the market. So the speed of algo was a lot faster than now. Right now, there's no liquidity. Like, there's not much liquidity here. So things are very slow. When you kind of think about that, so right now the environment is different, so things are slow. But in terms of fractal, I think the fractal might be same, right? So this is what happened here. So AMC did a dilution, the share offering. I think it's kind of it's not typical. I think share offering. I look at it, and then it seems like they use the Goldman Sachs to they basically they get the money in advance, and then they could pay their debt. And I think there's some guy. I think let me bring the post. I think somebody post that one really, and then this guy kind of made a nice post here. Did a really nice explanation on this one. I'm not sure if this is the same guy. Maybe it's this one. So I didn't know that. Okay, maybe it's this guy. Biotech Moas. So I didn't know there was the AMC create a second company, which is the where was this one? I think basically there was another company like a subsidiary. Let me see if there's a. I don't know if this is the same one. Let me see if it's the same one. So basically, there's like I saw there's somebody made a post that this is like yeah. So this is not typical ATM offering. This is like yeah, AMC using forward counterparty who's making a prepayment. So somebody's pay in advance as a hedging share. So so it seems like, but I don't know. It seems like they need shares to cover their short positions, but I think maybe it's this guy. I'm trying to see if this is one that I saw before. I saw there was a post that they set up a subsidiary and then they have a fund, and that fund is like has 1.4 billion debt or something, and then they already reduced like half of it. And with this recent share offering, now they're like 70% is like kind of like pay off their debt. So so they only have a 30% debt left, and then if they pay out all those 30% debt, then they can go ahead and issue they can issue a dividend. And as you know, AMC is the they own a lot of HYMC, right? Do you guys remember that? So this is a Hycroft Mining Holdings, and I think since 2022 or something, AMC acquired a lot of this. And then people ask like, why? Yeah, AMC has almost 10% ownership of this HYMC, right? And then a lot of people ask why. And then I think Aaron mentioned about like they kind of invest in this as a hedge, right? Like gold is like hedging, you know, whatever. But what's interesting is that you can use, I think the company issue a dividend with gold ETF or something. So let me bring this up here. Gold dividends. Can a company pay with the gold? So when you look this one up here, I think there's a better example, but I can't really find that the website. But I did remember back in the day, like 2021 or 2022, after AMC acquired like HYMC, I did remember there was somebody share a link that the company can actually issue dividend with a gold stock or ETF. Okay, so when you look this one, the dividends are only available with the equity-based gold ETFs that invest in stocks of the company engaged in the gold industry. So they can actually offer dividend. So I don't know. I don't know if that's AMC's strategy. You know, offer the dividend with the HYMC, the gold shares. But maybe there's a possibility. You know. I'm trying to find that filing, but I can't really find it. Damn it! I think somebody shares only GS. The Goldman Sachs future sale, GS could buy a portion of the all shares alone. Yeah. So basically, the shows the intention to prevent AMC raising capital. Yeah, this is not the one I read before. Yeah, I mean, but that's what happened in 2020. In the November and December, they issued shares. They did an offering, and then what happened after that was a squeeze. There was a run, right? So, I do think that right now we are kind of, you know, heading for another rally, but I think it's gonna be a big one. It's not like May one. It's not just like roaring key tweet and then things pop and like boom boom boom, like, you know, all like go up 1 day, 1 or 2 days, and then short back down. I don't think it's gonna be like that. They're accumulating a lot. Short seller need more shares. You know, it's like it's creating a bigger something big run here. I in my opinion, based on my experience. So yeah. So I think, I mean, it's also very important that GameStop has to announce something. You know, I mean, GameStop has to like run, and AMC will follow, right? Because the short positions will have to be covered if GameStop run in AMC. So anyway, so based on the fractal, let's have a look here. So let me just show you the fractal here. So we are A. You know, what I show you here. You know, this is also A phase. Where's my A letter here? So we are, you know, GameStop is also in the letter A, this A phase, before moving into B phase, which is this. We're gonna see this run. So AMC is also like that. So I kind of, you know, break it into the, you know, 3 different phases, and then I do think that we already kind of do all this kind of stuff, pop and push back down. I think which what happened somewhere here. But and then after that, this thing rolled back and had a gap up, right? So I don't know what created this gap up here, but or we could be somewhere here too. Who knows? You know, I think but I do think that it makes sense. It perfectly fit this fractal here. We might be somewhere either here or here. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I see. And then let me show you the MACD here. Let me just focus on the MACD first. So I'm gonna close down the RSI. So when, this is the 6 hours on the left. This is the 2 hours on the right side. This is 2021 January. The reason there's a difference in hours is that because 2020 and 2021, there's more money, more liquidity is flowing around the market. So the algo is a lot faster. So that's why I use shorter time frame. Right now, I use 6 hours here because there's not much liquidity compared to 2020 or 2021. So that's why things are much more slower. And then and I look at it in a much more longer time frame. So anyway, so this is MACD, and then I'm gonna just let me just color this one so that you guys can see. You guys compare it, same green box on the right side and left side. So let's have a look at here. So this let me just zoom in here. I'll use the arrow just to show you guys the points. So this is what happened here in the points. So this is another one. Had a one pop pullback. We had a something similar here, right? Something similar, pop pullback, but it's slower than this one. We have another one pop here. We had a pop here too. So and then start to run up, right? And then pop and then start run up. I mean, it's slightly different algo, but it might be maybe similar. Maybe I was actually thinking about we might be here. You know what I mean? We might be like drop, push up, and then but this thing pushed down a lot. So I'm like, are we then here? You know what I mean? It's hard to say, right? It's hard to say, but we gotta see, where are we exactly, right? So let's say if GameStop announced something, let's say GameStop started pushing upside, and then if AMC started popping up like that, let's say like we suddenly just go up 15%, then I could say, okay, we are somewhere here. So I don't know if we are here or here yet because they pushed down a lot, but I do think that it's possible that we could be here, somewhere here or here. It's very difficult, it's not easy. It's not easy to track. But there's evidence the market makers left, because I do think that each stock has, I think, a characteristic. Like everyone has a different character, right? Everyone has a different personality. Same thing as a stock. Stock has a very distinct fractal. The market makers or long or short sellers, whoever create this one. So when this thing squeeze, AMC has their own way of squeeze pattern, different than GameStop, right? And different than cost, things like that. So yeah, we might be somewhere either here or here, something like that. So let's see if AMC push up to $5, 20 cents or whatever this marks again. I want to see that. I still need to see that some confirmation here. So that's kind of what I see. So I want to see more time. I want to see what happened tomorrow. I think I want to see what happened tomorrow, next 2 days, from GameStop, and then if the GameStop start to push, maybe AMC start to push, and I want to see that, So that's AMC, right? So that's MACD right there. So let's look at the MACD on the right, on the bottom. So when you look at the MACD, as you can see, the line here start to pushing upside, and then flushed out a little bit here. I mean, there was a flushed up, like fast, which it seems like what happened here. But I do think that we might have something like that too. So I'm not sure yet whether we are. You see that one here, yeah. Whether we are kind of, is this one, or are we actually seeing this one? So we might be this one, who knows, right? So I don't know, we'll see, time will tell. and after that, boom. I think maybe it's this one. Yeah, maybe it's actually this one. Yeah, hit the bottom, and they need more time to accumulate, and boom, shoot up, right? And this is like forming triangle formation, right? I don't know if this is actually triangle formation. Looks like a fish. look like a look like some, you know, I don't know what the name of the fish, but when you go to lake, there's a fish looking like this. I don't know, is it? And then there's like there's a fin. You know what I mean? I'm not like a fishing guy, so I don't know the name of the fish, but it looks like a fish face. But anyway, so we might see that. You know, you see that. You know, before they break it out, the higher low, and then flushed out, and then sideways, and start to rolling back up. Break this thing here, and then gap up, right? So we might see something similar, you know. So let's see. You know, I think AMC looking good. I mean the stock looks weird, but I mean AMC is not hard. It's not easy stock. You know, I don't think it's heavily manipulated. I mean, if you can track this, like I think you're like some sort of like a weirdo or crazy guy or something. You know, in a good way. You know, like you have to be some sort of like you need to have some autism or something. You need to you have to be somewhat crazy, you know. Like I don't think AMC is a normal stock, you know. It's a heavily manipulated, and I'm pretty sure everyone agree with that. This is, I think, it's not easy stock. But if GameStop blow up, AMC blow up big, I think. And then especially, this thing will blow big very soon. I mean, not very soon, but I mean the next run. So yeah, let's see. So once this thing start to roll back and then start to go for the B phase, which is the next, you know, this phase, I love to see this kind of stuff, and then creating this bull flag. So what I want to see is from here is that once this thing start to break out and push this thing, I want to see if yeah, how much, what's the price points, you know, what's the top of this B phase is. I think that's the question for me, you know. Once, let's say if this thing, let's say push to, let's say $7, if this goes up to $8, I mean, depending on this price, the C phase, sorry, not C phase, sorry, this, the squeeze phase, the price will determine, I think, based on what's the price points here, you know. Because it's then you have some sort of data to track, right? So let's say, okay, let's say this thing push up to, let's say $6. Okay, maybe this time it will be a little bit smaller run. But let's say if this thing push up to, let's say $8 like that, then you know this run will be big run or something like that, you know. So I want to see that more data, how much AMC will push, you know. If this thing pushed to 77%. If this thing pushed to 50%, I want to see that. I want to see how much they will push. So that's the second one that I love to see that. So but based on MACD, whatever it's tracking, it looks pretty good. And let's look at the RSI here. Just lastly, I'm gonna close on the MACD so you don't look at that one. It's too confusing, right? So let's have a look at RSI here. So I create a box here, a blue and green box, so that you guys can see it better. So let me just zoom out on this one. Okay, so there you go. So when you look at the blue box, I think it's confusing. Oh, sorry. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna. There it. Yeah, we haven't reached the green box yet, so I'll just use the code blue box now. So let's have a look. So this is starting from here, so I'll just move this one to blue. Okay. Hold on, let me just change this one to blue. Yeah, more like that, maybe that's better. Okay, so there you go. So same blue box. So this 2021, we had this kind of upside pop, push back down, pop again, and flushed out, roll back, and then boom, right, start to break out this formation, this fish head formation, and break out. I gotta sip some water. So 1 second. I think same formation is happening. I think, in my opinion, not financial advice. RSI is looking like, okay, hit the bottom, which is what happened here. Let me bring the arrow. Here, push upside, which is what happened here. Push downside. I mean, it doesn't look exactly the same thing, but anyway, like, it just goes up and down like that. But this one is also very volatile. But and it hit the top here. There was a push down, and one more push up. So I don't know if they let me. This is what, 12 hours. Okay, let's do a daily. So when you look at daily, and this is 1 hour, this is 2 hour, it's much more faster because of the liquidity is a lot. There's more liquidity back then. So when you look at this one, it looked kind of similar, isn't it? This is highest high, RSI 66 points. This was a 70 points, and then pullback, right? I do think that is very similar. And then this one, there was a gap here at 460, and then it filled today. So it looking like we might be here. Oops. Yeah, something like that. Or it could be faster. So I mean, I can't really tell, but it could be, it could be something like that. But you know what I'm trying to say. So they're making a fish head. They're making a fish head. Fish. They're making a fish head right now. So yeah, after that, this thing break out. So that's kind of what I see here from our RSI. Even this one, come down and then I don't know how long it will take, to do that. It says January 7th to go up there, January 27th. So it looks like it's taking way longer, So I personally don't know if they're gonna run this faster. I mean, GameStop they're gonna run this thing faster. So, but we'll see. I'm not a market maker. I'm just a guy who are just tracking and what market makers wants to do, right? And then based on every day's data, I use what happened today, tomorrow, whatever happened last week. I use all those data to predict what's gonna happen, when is gonna be the squeeze, right? That's what I'm trying to track. So based on this kind of fractal here, and the thing is, it's hard to say when will be the pick, because this thing always can speed up. What happened to our rolling kitty too? I mentioned, right? Based on this was supposed to go down even more, but sorry, I think this got locked. So okay, so based on this fractal, it was supposed to go down even more, right? Up to $24 level, 24.40. But instead, RK tweet, and then they push back upside like that. So I mean, it's you never know when this thing start to when algo is gonna start run faster. That's hard. I can't really tell. So I can't really tell if this thing will blow up in end of March or April. It based on this fractal, it looks like that. But this thing can push. This can run faster, speed up at a certain point. So it's hard to say for me that now this will the top will be the end of March. But speaking of end of March and April, I'll show you something very interesting. The Siri, because I was tracking Siri. You guys remember that? So Siri is kind of going through this whole phase. I'm tracking the same thing as what happened to last run in 2023 July, June, July. So Siri also doing all this kind of stuff, but also similarly, it looks like based on this fractal, this thing can squeeze in April, right? In April. So it does seems kind of line up, right? It does kind of line up there. So it seems like they're taking a little more time to make a bigger run, right? Based on what I see. I might be wrong, right? I might be completely wrong, but based on what I see, that's kind of what I'm seeing here. So yeah, that's kind of what I see. So yeah, let's there's too many fractal I already have, so I'm just gonna delete some of them. But yeah, based on what I see, that's what I see. March, it could be a March, it could be April, I mean, it just keeps changing, like this thing. So it really depends, I mean, so we will have to see each every day, by week, something like that. And I want to see when this thing happened here. When I see this thing, it will be much easier for me to say, okay, I know when this thing's gonna happen. So when will be the pick? But we're still here. I think we're still early in this A phase. We gotta still go through B phase. We gotta go through the C phase. And then after that is the final, D squeeze phase. So if this happened, I think this will be the big one. So or this can speed up altogether and just finish in December. But I mean, I don't know if this will finish in December. I mean, it will be either I think based on GameStop, if I track the GameStop and if AMC follow, this thing will be hit the peak by end of January, in my opinion. So I do think that AMC will follow GameStop. So if whatever happens in earning, if they follow exactly similar algo pattern here, similar date, so after this earning, if we see this pop by Friday, maybe pullback, and then next week, one Monday to Tuesday, gamma squeeze, pullback by December OPEX, ups, and then go sideways. And then hitting going into the January before January OPEX, something happened, gap up and squeeze, and then finish in the January and end of January, something similar to 2021. That's what I'm seeing, right? But if not, this might be taking longer, but we'll see. I can't really tell, right? There's one here that February 3rd, there's a Bed Bath Beyond versus RC case. RC has to reply. Yeah, I think something's gonna happen here that RC will reply, and then this whole, let's say if this thing actually top off end of January, and then RC has to reply on this BBBY versus RC case, that RC be like, you know what, I bought the company or something, I acquired the company, and then stock drop. It makes sense, right? The timing. So yeah, there's something there. January 13, BBY versus RC case, James Hunter reply. So something can hit and create a gap up. So I don't know, something will happen somewhere between. Like I think there's a reason why that Bed Bath Beyond has been delayed so long. But now things are kind of moving forward. And then today, the DK Butterfly versus RC case got dismissed. There's a reason why it got dismissed before earning. And then December 13, plan admin response for Bed Bath Beyond director case. There's a reason why they set up a date like that. There's I think reason why there. So I don't know, something related to Bed Bath and GameStop could happen somewhere here. It just lined up with the timeline, and the fractal that I see. So yeah, not financial advice, but we'll see, how this plays out. So looking forward to see, earning tomorrow, and then yeah, hope you guys, best of luck for your trade tomorrow. Whatever happens and happens, but yeah, I'm pretty confident that I think we are just kind of beginning of the run here, like really really early. And then yeah, there's some more phases that we have to go through, and then I think this might be the big one. So that's kind of my personal opinion. So yeah, let's see. So yeah, thanks for stopping by, everyone. I'm gonna edit this one and then we'll post this on my YouTube channel, which is the U-Mergency. I know there has been people subscribing this one. I think now I got I think 500 followers now. So this is, by the way, the new channel. So yeah, I mean, the funny thing is I have a 500 subscriber, but there's like 2,000 people watching this one. Isn't that funny? I don't know. I don't know if it's the if it's the AI watching this one, but there's more viewers than subscribers. So but anyway, if you guys want to subscribe, you can subscribe, and then I'll probably do live stream here. Maybe someday. But for now, yeah, I'm kind of upload. Yeah, I'm just kind of doing a stream here on X and then upload here. So if you're gonna rewatch it, you can watch it here or something like that. So all right, so that's pretty much it, guys. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and then I'll give you guys updates tomorrow. Thank you. Have a good night.